the your party nankasa ewo you're missing your maybe say yes I come back na yetimi san hye ne yie foforo because baby I dina sesia no you could be only naive now because say party no ejina naso and how did we get here? And if you look at the party structure as it stands now, nya me ofake na me betina ha no mabeka ena me ka no kra no so na wotifie na so wonte ase a wonunu ho ena wo sere because party structure ne papa.
A national party structure.
The national party structure no a ewo ho sisia no enye papa. Eye no kre. Wa pese o kataso betima kataso. Se abronye omo ne nkasa no nya atem didie na odi especially Yewura Kennedy Agyapong atem edi Yewura Duncan William atem ene asofo atem no omo kantre no nya ese so ojai. I said it. Enu ne ma abronye sorry ti amia o kan sem bia onu akuku stories e ko yin ba ye nyina e de be share me kon se me ye conform me ye visa froster me ye this me ye that. Now look, if they were to stop him from that time, I said it. Nobody, I even called some of these executives, nobody picked up. Shatem didi aye kan. Ousuba mpanu mu nyina enso di atem kasatia Yewura Bawumia. It's not fair. And nature atem didi ekoso because of say right from the beginning we could not stop it. And how did we even get to that particular part? Mr. Samina Meye, national chairman of our MPPR. And votes of 2.4 million down as deficit and Kamemi and Twaba. We shouldn't be here where we are. Democracy na no. Primary assembly maker. In terms of this presidential primaries, se mina meye national chairman e ka me maye Twaba. Asma me can a very strong statement na make no, and I will explain. I will explain. You see, democracy na here in the dialogue is also part of it. Okay. Dialogue, a election. Baby, we are not in normal times. Now, Ubasha say, clearly, unimpasa niyamabi bububa what do you do? That is the proactiveness that I'm talking about. And so, if we have a very strong leadership that can say, obetimi deliver ampana ye ebuo ho ye bu no value no. Etika ye dialogue say ko mu tena si yampa kana say so mu hwe say e ko mu ni Yewura Kennedy Agyapong ni Bawumia ni omom ka ho ni nyina betena si yie na nka omotimi a project Bawumia na ye de Kennedy Agyapong ata na chi na omumienu base na ye hia no entokwa bia nsi.
Okay, Bawumia as candidate can
asa obian tintim obian sa munachi eka omu betimi atiase se yampase e wompanimfo ofie ene ye tena se twini yi ampa ka that is what we were meant to go. That is how it was. Look, me yes so me we na fia me yes so we no and now hwe me DPA Kennedy Agyapong ene Bawumia ene da me DP nko fo so omo ntiase baby am gina nem se me gina o sa akopum se ye beto sa ba wo ye wi.
A combined, a united ticket now. Okay.
Of course. And the survey, no one happen here. People responded because Mikokasa or Miami chapter or looting. That time name recommended appointment change, meaning opinion. And I'm a mass speech. And I'm a Kasa to send Yamakasa and Satem the dear Brebena ye dino. Say ye nyine and Timmy and your unity to go to this election. Mimi dear Kamenya, Kayamfa Miano ko. Say the Miano Kokra na if you are mechanical crash and you win a effort. How do you gain the seats of 180 something? Says yeah, yes, 80 million Zabaji. Now you could 87 yes, I free. So look, how do you fill these parliamentary seats? As I to be the basro now be truthful. How do you fill the over 2.4 million people that sat home? Okay. Almost one got 12 hours and no money lazy into no man to aba. Okay.
Mijna, your friend girl, me police station woman organizer. Me kasam kakra fa ya papa on abukan. Esanza onya mayor president Bono. Me mijna ho wa ma me ba aye medical doctor. Me banya admission. Ah, over your medicine. Oh, lego. Me too many in Sabia. Na me vampire say we adini boafo mame. Na me fa me body di mechi e ko share on abukan. Na ona bu bisa me say me constituency be me si adansi asokwa. Ona bu create amon. Na ye ko e ona bu ji me ba na di machine no. Mo so mo hwe no oyi uniform. No ofra ona bu create. Obo na mania say create. Wa kola bi enya di machine. Na okoye medicine di waba me ha na me fro wa say wo na wutu usika chiche enti no o ma ba wo enti se mitina ha e be meyi papa ya ye esan se wa ma me busuam ni mi kuro mi anya medical doctor ati mi sina me ba ni nya ya na e 22,000 all currency 220 million ona bu fa ya na ka 3 days na come na so papa yi say me say o de no number ma me ba say who go do fi test me me ba me test ye akwa de ko fa wosa say na wo so ke fa me SMS enti bra me ba no test ade ba chi Friday deadline na me ba no de fa SMS o ka say me be tina he ya na wona bo afna kwa na me say wo tre nyambo a masuma wo bi wo di skana be shia na o de akotua eni ano papa ya ye bi na mo kwa me na me na papa
so ke se pa me bida na se ase obi a wo president di wo yire e pe so koye eniemo ho asem bi e ma medical to president Kufuor anim e ma ono for the war se won hwe na as hwe ya se so ni panyina due yenti ampa focus so ni panyina due no e mu du pa me call president Kufuor ho no aswa me kan nya kire no aswa o kete me say Mami on person okunu be president ana me what does ni what happen of phone no of Fred the worry so Fred ade bi koso na e baso a see e betimi de ne ma pia aba ne Fred the worry so ye adwuma no odu ba bi no sebi o emra ne tumi bi e kata na so ama want me anya de so ye e ma o tena ho mam ko bubu e dan no eguye na me kwa dan no mbugu ye na nya me ya se tamo na omo ya chiriwia mre a omo ya chiriwia ya me na me ka che o se Muslim fon tare a me krama ne bae carpet on bosom empa ye nyina me na kra nyina bre MPP fo opa me list no ha me list no ma na obobo MPs me de bae e wa na obobo mu nyina di se one sponsor e about 37 MPs as I said pa wo no say e be kano na say one you know now don't say can say fan say my mistake now here a dan is so be say dan makoma ko 10 na say want me say si ofie abontin na want me say si opanyini areho pi say
ono aboken onwie peye eti say amanyofo ni nyina obi anu owie peye obi de ene so hu se bibi ko achewa wontumi ntena obi so de bibi sai kura anu awusura asem kan no aka na no atum emu de ehu na wo pe obi de na chi no odi atem twa santima hu sia kura usura asem kan wontumi nka obi so de hu se bibi nkoyi anakoma obekwa akoka me pede enko obekwa akoka no se de be ya asem no be den ebe solve asa na wade ati wo aba na se ne ho do firi wo mu a eda obo se be ma bi de na ekọ no ade achi a wo be ye fita akọ na ase asore if is oba se we firi wo so na de wo do no na ho akodi mu na no waye tokuntoku usika ade ahwe no ama no waye fem Who said be did nsa to nukumu a. One we abetwe sekan. Ono aboken who said bibi betimi say NPP. O my Ghana ye na koma. Sa na ti o. Ma me no me di si ha no madam ase bebre.
So can so be repeating and pass away free. Meanwhile, in the same day, no more tremanso pandai. When these structures here, mummy and mojatum said they are wobbly, very weak. I want shot mandai, you are heading towards a very big loss. And also be affecting more chances a parliament. Already parliament, but you are almost non-existent. More work here out, it doesn't affect who in parliament. So how Chama as I be there starting for Pandai looking at even in terms, even address the communication issues in mind. We'll be admitting, say 1 year, NDC has done a very good job of positioning themselves positively. You haven't been able to do as an opposition party anything to even question their leadership. Any omu image, no more painting.
I fear Mamika said me wrong. Okay, me I'm here MPP, right? I'll take the same approach that is the current elite, and I'll tell you why. It's a party about power, they have goodwill, but it's time that tells the performance of the party. Oh, the party, you know. See, some power, and day 2, day 3, 1 month, and you this nobody say giddy. Gonna say, hey, Munsa baby, it's near you, okay. But I say, Yamomu 1 year, and we are seeing their results bear fruit. A benefit, a free SHS, am I about say, what I say, a benefit some come more position, catch and say, I'm back, and I'm saying, dear, oh, you buy a national, you and you also got saying, what I say. So this is the time that we can come out and start challenging. I'm not so worried because their fruits is going to be, the tree is going to bear fruit. And I'm seeing the fruit that the tree is bearing. What I say, never be I'm going Women's Bank, or my. What I say. So there's a lot of things that, but you don't go. What do you want? Not say you got to be Women's Bank by 1 month because hey, by 1 month coming there. What I say, there are things that they could have done within that 1 year. Now, LGBT then on my watching, marching on my baby, and you think Ghanaians are fools? Ghanaians are watching all these things. What I say. So where I sit right now, no, I know the goodwill of Ghanaians for NDC is gone down, and it's climax.
Going down.
Yeah, and can go down. You don't tell you why it has gone down. So can go down. Come on, and to me, can go parliament and go withdraw 5% lithium deal. No, okay. No one passes against the laws of Ghana. I don't know about every parliament because they are seeing that their goodwill is gone down, and now no, they cannot rely on propaganda to rule the nation. What I say, and that is what, as a good part, that is what we need to start focusing on. Because now, no, we can start criticizing. Because now we've seen their performance over 1 year. to force in the 10 billion, I say economy to stabilize the city. Me personally, as a party, I don't support that. We at least let market forces determine the weight of the city. But he's also an economy, wonderful, so it must stabilize it. Let's look at the long-term effect. So next year, by this time, let's say the city in 20 years, then the party will now say, catch you, but then net, hey, sitting here, the was now 17. So time is what actually proves the merit of anybody. And that is why I see preferably Panda as a case study. I always say, as a party, one goes in the position data, you are starting from a loss.
Yeah.
Because the party that is in power has a lot of goodwill, they have a lot of resources, others are they're going to use. Until here as a party, we need to be very strategic. I never come in here say maybe that strategy should have started in fighting the court case. Or say of court and sana. But I say maybe I do this point. Maybe that might have been something that we dropped the ball on. I'm glad Sir Gary Makwa has taken it on and now we are fighting it. Maybe we could have started that fight a little bit on. Because you say, what the parliament, your numbers, you make a decision. So we cannot fight from there. But at the law courts, we can fight it. Because we are dealing with the party that has proven said, when I say party, I know about power. For me, WhatsApp group. Oh, the attorney, money, ready to say, so you have an uphill battle to do because the party is bent on propaganda. But we have to be proactive, as I said, use the court machinery, use the court of public opinion to be able to fight some of these things. And that is what I think as a party we need to do. Jacob and I say, so finally, if the ruling comes out, so we're hoping that the Supreme Court is going to see our filings and reverse their decision.
And you're very likely because usually review the Supreme Court and
no, very likely. So now the party has to have structures, boots on the ground to be able to deal with this. I still think that we will still be at a disadvantage because depending on I do some dating him out of the rerun, no. But depending on the disadvantage, because we also have a presidential election.
30th December.
Yeah. Okay, because the reason I'm saying we are still at a disadvantage is we have a presidential election coming up in about a month. Very difficult, sir, because of BAP power, no. Very difficult, so we can marshal resources to be able to go there and campaign as one. That is the reality on the ground. In fact, because if you say, oh, me say Kennedy me a Ken supporter. Me supporter. What I say, so these dynamics will really play as a party to affect us.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean say we shouldn't as a party put our best foot forward. What I want to see is you need a flag bearer, and for me that is when I'm really going to be focused on the party, making sure we are hitting this year because now we have a party leader. Right, I say now we can form a shadow government to be able to talk on issues. They say we have a shadow foreign minister or a shadow finance minister. No, but no, he's giving it to any because there's nothing that they are doing wrong. But that will happen when we've elected a flag bearer. There's a shadow government behind him. Then we are talking about issues. Our experts are talking about issues. So that time is going to come. But before that time, the party is in a very difficult position just because the fact they are in opposition, because of the party, not just about resources. But we are statistic. NDC, on time. Yeah, 13 by elections. We need 10 and 4. We need 3. Yeah, we need 10. The one of our strong goals, but it's just the dynamics of being in opposition. What I say, that is where things are. Hopefully we win Panda, and I'm praying that we win it as a party. The goodwill of Papa give us what you call it, develop it again. If you have to go for a rerun, but see, when it comes now, all is not lost as a party. Let's focus on electing a flag bearer. Let the flag bearer have a solid force behind him, and we'll be able to turn things around because we've seen what NDC is doing. From Gold Board, MPP initiative. Go for currency. What I say? Yes, there is nothing that Muhammad Abeka said about innovation. Is what was very opportunity say innovation. But we are very innovative. So all the things that they are doing is built on what MPP did. What I say, and I'm glad said they are actually building on our policies because now that gives us a message. Come 2028, say we are the party that thinks about the future. We are the party that thinks about Ghanaians 10 years ahead, not necessarily what we want today. Until the members himself of vacation will be break. But so question, Jack, and I can also answer it.
I want to come back about say what's a more elected flag bearer anywhere. What number for me shadow government near the end because I also think that one also comes with its own problems because depending on how primaries will go, no, another part of the party now we move too, and there will be one side of the can't show.
Mama can't change party. Mama can't change party in Monche. Mama change party in Monche. Also, last time, because I say, when there is any problem, to be able to solve the problem, you have to find the root cause analysis.
Yes.
What I say, once you deal with the root cause, then you'll be able to solve the problem. Okay, one of the problems that we are facing with this party was trust.
Was what?
Trust, DDA. Trust had broken down at all levels of the party. Because when people say you election, and I'm a constituency chairman, election, and I'm at 2 a.m. And I'm mafia, when people say a friend is saying, and a friend is saying, trust has broken down across all levels of the party. Now, what you are doing as a party, you are becoming very transparent. Some of us can affect you. But as they been saying, I'm saying more allow proxy, they think, which I don't agree with that. Say, but I think there was a lot of ways that we could have handled this proxy. But the party of anyone who say, oh, because of this strategy, near my proxy, I don't think that you throw away the baby with the dirty water. But I think that was an extreme measure. I don't agree with it. But I'm here because you so as a party, now we are trying to be very open, very. And as I always went into Mobi answer, Sebi, Baumia, and I said Ken, and now if I'm Agyapong, and I do chum, and I say we Brian Champion. I mean, no more. I'm so your election genuinely. In Lucy is Matinas. What did I say? Once when you so when I went to Bema, and the mobile castle, I didn't to see me into my room. So I think the party is on the right structure to say, I see each never elections, no mention party at the crown enco. What I say, even here, the diaspora and political have affecting. You see, if your project can't legitimate, you say, oh, I'm between me and that. But I said, but for me, it might not be the best decision, but look at the bigger good of the party.
Yeah.
But so with all these structures in place, I have no doubt, say, once we elect a flag bearer, right, the party is going to coalesce around the flag bearer and will come back strong. Because I think where is in there, you come as a party and we'll come back strong to face anything in 2028.
Okay. What do you think? Pandai say do you giving some problems among Amaka and the Amuamajiatum no. Pandai ne be free Musa and Ambetini Aje.
Well, let me start from.
Yen review no kramuye and NDC the almost squad ya kogo and yan kolao.
Almost there.
Mareta brew upon Munina. Me wa most more call from.
Okay. Almost there. There's something called good news to bury bad news. So what NDC have done, and I'm taking it from that e-levy signing, no near the end, or they are creating attention there by this side, and no, yeah, they are saying, "You can't hear what Bemua." Okay, be a case of what I say because nobody say attention now or no who say, and especially NDC is very very good in these areas because when we say. The more na nipa nyina de o madwen akodi baabi no o ye bibi o baabi a obi ani wa obeba wedding e de na dwen beba ho and the pandai one it comes back to the party structure as I said earlier preparation ben case wo court no nkire se wo no obedi bi mo ana
No,
case wo court
yeah
nkire se obedi bi mo because a decision na e kwa take ni obi a nkro ba wo boy and the question near the idea. I'll make a decision. So Namsa what dream really about almost or about 3,000 votes, So you think say you are in a comfortable lead. It is a one you care for. You might be thinking, say, oh, at the end of the day, bit me accused at the end of the idea. Possibility of you sitting back doing nothing is higher. What I say. And I believe say in this scenario, idea to ye no. Because ye dia dreaming na kusi say you be win the case in no court. And this is to say proactive and I say smart politics. One step ahead of normal politics. Or no, me no say asem no court na no start ye na dwuma dada. Etu aye dwuma no form what te ho a wo ye bibia ene me no say asin off. Ye call ho ensem asi ya ye pie mu a yen ye TB. Yen ye wa ban mu no. Hotel say wa sin area ni nyina ye buku ni nyina NDC for ko no munya baabi na nti omo de dan ko fo fie wo fom ani omo di breakfast anopa are we going to do same okay they went there and put entoma on the floor e wo fie du ho afisia na ye twetwa asia ne bi no e ko ni omo ko de dae e mia bebre o sorry anopa no aye di koko no omo ne di ye. That time, we just hotel. What you are about pada kama?
You are even disconnected from the local.
By the time now, buy now omo deep breakfast. Now make a dinner or form that. They are undecided. They are called fat of reform. So what will be yen so you have your opposition? Are we still going to fight with them on the hotels? Or we are going to go on a low profile to make sure we identify ourselves with them?
Chairman, who is chairman? Right now, do you know the strategy of the party for Bandai?
I have no idea what is happening.
Less than 30 days.
I know crowd here because obviously normally a man say na, but you okay? I have a woman and cowboy crab be a young Senate branches in the crowd, Charlie. Say, baby, I hear Quino, a be a him support to be, and now more Ginny be, and today a Ginny and more support to burn and more nipple bit my down. Resources burn your bit me jabba. Ye go to buy election, my young contact here that. I said, no, what was that same power? But the no, no, not dream say, yan count a more cup of tea. But if you are yan yawahano, yan yawahano.
Akwatiani,
no, meaning said be a Washington chapter chairman, you are contacting them. Me and young people you can not chairman, me maintain his other. What I say, but and also so man not be so almost falter. But I think that what can same be ne, and I think as I see a senior BB. What I say because near me cover by in a ma woo when yasa we formula with the aba. It is a quack to a bano crack, say a pandai. Now, national executive no see debi. Some name external branches is here. Now, me the assembly to money. Mwabe number. Ebia yet the anokraba phone calls going to Pandai of the candidates.
I'm even surprised because this is MPP that won election 2020.
Polling station adoption calling.
Chairman, what the strategy be by 2060? NDC for adopting strategy.
I know the BT
a constituency.
Yeah, adopt it still. But yet the na baby I call extreme no was adopt the polling stations. Don't what do idea or the buyer or no the idea. Individuals nankasa create me adopt a whole polling station say me a shebensa. Omo di diemu omo bibiemu adwuma so omo ye ene ade a whole chapter no branch no ne ya chiche obia nya bi. Yan ye bro are you playing to say who the constituency be an say polling station ko share even the Washington chapter answer. Now who dey I do make a ground this but that's all the numbers in now come much my all the come much my as I already akon then call phone in our free anyone more din come my former gono and sakra na mumu be kwa amako. You see, these are the things I hear in the past. MPP UK, in the past. Another time, no, he sent up a team B. Yeah, friend, almost every delegate from the UK, everybody. Up to now, but in a national level, in terms of by elections, sadly, we cry. See, me sure says you will be a creating that. And clearly, baby, and I may
Chairman kind of shaky.
Yeah, clearly, me no, I don't see it say you bet me winning vigorously. But if we have to fight for it, we have to deny ourselves from pleasure and go and fight for it. We can win it. If we want to win it, it's about message. What is it that the dynamics is? Area not is saying. And then idea message being necessary to me couchy and my timid echo ground. Now you great people who can communicate very effectively. Communication.
Now, Chairman, communication national night. The only chairman I ready to to say no come struggle.
Communication. Because you see, look, if you are Chairman Bedia can send be a man in the yard. This is for Felipe. But because of goodwill, Nintino. They are hiding under the goodwill and using the propaganda and the people na nye goodwill ne keke krampo na yanya MPP for nkasa kra no che say oh this time kra here oh bo MPP kra dia no obi yafe enye joko
yeah
edina make say ye was serious deficit say ye ho adwuma enti senka ya de a ye kwa akoto ba afia enne hwe niema esi wo yanya party mutie bi wo afia wo right so the ultimate support to Dr. Baumia tenio but amabedi akon eko support asarbedi akon support to Canada Japan dia wo si DNT na or support to Canada Japan ono no right dia so wo di be wo botum ba wo right so ultimate katre chama asarbedi akon say ese so ba na obe support wo candidate
Oh, in terms of who? National phone ne catch musana.
Enipa na as membership no ni sympathizers na edi party nechi no. Yare ya ba ko ya be yare se be sese no. Because ono de ono no support ko na Agyapong no. Ono de office ono ye right o. Ba wo ko support obi twuma. No ono wa yaka.
Because I'm patch some mommy executives. That's why
Debbie, I'm talking about normal way of membership. Okay. Chama me bo akachire me. Uba your platform
As I can say, we've all taken entrenched positions.
Yeah.
Because we support.
Now, sad part of crowds on say. They say me say I'm say openly, and the statement I'm making, you know, people don't sometimes follow it. Me say openly, I will not support anybody.
Okay, very well.
Openly.
Very well.
But metwaba, what you say? Wuna who say openly unsupporting also, you see the antina unsupport will be na easy crack to aba movie. Support will be na person obeka. Me say openly. Okay. Me imagine if you have
Mamen ka asem we if you think about Washington DC here, we watch a couple of programs here. As a matter of fact, 27 KBA program.
Okay.
One of the 10 about Washington DC and Cabo Maya walk the platform so 10 for hours so Baumia for so even I'm going to support Alan also. And the reason for that is we foster the culture of unity. There's idea we are going to go and don't just say open as more. But you will be able to foster that culture, and I think that is something that the party has to learn. Your program on the 2017, 10 for our casa, they'll give a goodwill message. But for our casa, they'll give a goodwill message. You see, those are the things that we need because at the end of the day, to the individual, no, definitely be out there. So now, of against the time, I always say, one trouble company, you are even wrong because it's your civic responsibility to vote. But yeah, as leaders, no, I say, you say, because we didn't conform. That is wrong because that in Papa Yemuba. But what you are definitely to be able to be able to open the team. But I think that the structures has the party. That is one thing we need to foster more. In the way say about 1 year, and prepare. Maybe one of the things that we can do is send the unity work. I am maybe the next thing that we need to do is let's do a unity work. So I said, okay, Panda asked him, hey, so for that they didn't go Panda. Mum na go go na le so you need to pay na obi e na chi.
So the day of elections. On that day now of election, you know, all the candidates should be in Pandai to go and work.
These are some of the things that we can do to start easing the tension amongst the members. So we support you way into because I think that is a genuine concern. But let's have the party first. You see, me I'm supporting. People might have their own opinion, so we support you. Me, so I mean, guys, to be able to say, well, as because I'm a leader in the party, and I have to make sure that I have that neutrality. Yeah. Well, as but as a party, let's portray.
Me personally.
Oh,
some media no
kakra. Ah, koso.
Oh, the landing.
I'm okay. I think the point has been made. Go ahead.
Okay. So if you have me as MPP UK chairman as of okay. Me see me sa flag bearership one way. And say then hear me papa. Because baby here ni say nipa 5 no mujina no. Obia ye be no be a competent personality.
Okay.
Obia ye be no be a. The best jockey no. Oba betra ponko so. No ordinary komunika. Ponko ni ye hwan. Ponko ni ye party no.
Okay.
From polling station, electoral area, constituency, region, external branches, national. So for me interest and kasapa baby awo that elections na national elections no because no na regulator. If we get that particular one no wrong, it doesn't matter ni ayebekwa akoyi no say omra meidi yanim na yemfa nkokon no because ye bo aban ni mu pe Na ponko no bubugu fomu a. Wo wa wote ponko no so no we the best jockey said there kwa obawi because ponko no ntimi fa onko.
Okay, I get you.
Eti me as for the national elections I will throw my support and support certain individual and make sure we get the selection right so that you bet me a jumana ma polling station structure ejina ne naso. You bet me ma electoral area ejina ne naso. Constituency, region, external branches and national no a good regulator and power. Or no eniema a wode agu akwan mu no amma ba bia gono aye adwuma yi ampa aye very effective because they realize the time you Ghana in the 2024 elections and say most of the constituencies I adopted ya call you know oko okra na police station executives okra no wunya bi kura police ni so na na aye adwuma. There was a breakdown systems where those areas na electoral area constituency and then the polling station structure was broken. Nina your factors. I am a lose election. It media say the regulator we need to and no idea sata no do na say kasa ampa na me of akeme say me kasa ampa. I will speak to the people very passionate and tell them that look mu amugigi sika to aba no munyai because as I say elected competent people that can literally manage our party for us. Okay. That is what we have to do. Say we need me enya sa structure no correct ampa if ya flag bearer na ye no na dwuma ye easy yan na sese ye de ne kokon no enye ono momu ena ne ma waye ene ne awantimi anye enti na me de mese da bi sankofo no ye wi a sese ne ye yi no a na yakodi omu nyina atam ya yayi omu fi putoyi na matom sapo samna ena nku kakra atade na ma hye na atade na madware no na ne ho afi na me nimi nua asarebedi akon ya assignment e ho na sorry. Okay. Now na koton yampa ama Ghana for ato. If you spoke about the unity level. Mesre tisenia enne uhunu ye na President Kufo omu nyina ko ni fie ho no. Mesre mpanimfo ni nyina se omu nhye sa unity na sentem. Nipa num na ejina no possibility wo kan sem bi ma menua asarebedi akose oh I know the intimi mana unity baba. Unity doesn't come by accident. It can never just come and free so now about the If you don't work on it very closely and prepare the grounds for that to happen and you leave it last minute, now it's not say unconcerned. Now you can't do it. They have to start the process now. And begin to build them, have consensus approach with them, and I believe that almost all mujina no so ntiase say abato na ye kwakoto no na de amedi hemfimfini yemma emu enya krojin mu amai madwe se mu bekunkum nipa no munya na mu fancy kan ye tuomu dem yempesa de no wo na ye duma ye ko ye ofie eni kwa se si omu na obia mpanimfo na edi animu no especially the election committee omu ni isifo no nkasa seriously. They should not compromise our elections for John Mama's benefit. Only NDC for ebe yusu ye na omode isi fobi abesane agu yes no ma be biem agu I said that man kofo abedi bone na omo abo omo di bone ni abebo ye di bone. They should scrutinize the people that are going to come and manage our elections for us so that yenya ye kotu nyina ye people who have the right to vote ye kotu abani wia ya to awie ampa yenko hwemu mo bia. Every police station should become quiet. Kofie na ye wia na ampa ye bobo na wo a wo se won timi ntiase ye se ampa obia ti ne fie hwa ade na ye bobo ye na basa bia ma no se wo so won ntiase a ya to awie nya wo pese wo ye no koye.
Yo, very well. Chairman Asarbedi, any final thoughts, especially on how to bounce back from Pandai? Because Pandai, they will say, "What may I say? 50-50."
Oh yes, yes, 50-50. But as I said, no, you see, Chairman Kingsley Kasembi, and I think basically that's what he's saying. It's about the structure of the party. We need to get the structure right because the structure, not a flabber and because all our flabberers are far more competent. As a baggage, the man go for this election. I don't have a president. He had the biggest baggage. But as the structure, and I agree, let's get the structure right. Let's elect the right people. to be able to lead our party. And I think that yes, we'll be able to get this thing done. It's not about say unity but also so yɛn fa nneɛma a yɛyɛ a ntutu obi nsa ngu n'akyi nneɛma a yɛyɛ ɛbɛyɛ korɔgyen what you say. And I think say I like what the PEC has done, our presidential election committee has done so far, because almost say aside EC phone call all the candidates were reps. What you say? And I think this is very 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 good. More reps, some shame, so many should that be to say he's going to compromise that or reps so. So I think that we have safeguards in place, which I like what is going on. At least, Flabber and I will be able to do the conference. So, rap corners or Koda, that's but please, now they put in the guidelines. So, for rap, bra. So, unya accredited that go to about Kofi. That's part of the guidelines. So, I think that there is a lot of things that have been put in place. On that day, no, what does here? It's going to be a person that the people want. Elections there in America. So I'm going to the most important thing is that let's have a fair playing field for everybody. That is the most important. That will form the basis of our party. I'm going to say Flabera. I have a strong feeling that we have a very good message going into 2028. And I'm not going to be because I have to have a lot of confidence. There's a lot of confidence. So I saw some of the things that we put in place as a party. What I said, me who say they say me to USC, me driver's license, and I'm aware friends say me what do you call it? Me you can have me card me friends.
Oh, why
green card? And I don't have a green card. But those two documents, you say Ghana, your Ghana card back. Yes, the same thing. It was the same purpose. And these are messages that I can relate to and I can speak to when we go in 2028. What I say, your jobs agenda. I say, your candidates. Over 5 candidates aside having the general message, be a unique message or car a bit of Ghana fortune. Over Baumia or digital platform, or bit in Kasaho and Ghanaians are seeing it. Over Kennedy or not starting the jobs agenda. What do you say? Over Educhuma. Exactly. What I'm buying. It's a free station. Hey. So those are the same. That's how power. A friend is saying, first time in the government. MPP, our finance minister was one of the best in Africa. Ghana for you say, hey, we have a lot of goodwill. Maybe so it's not about how you start the race, it's about how you end it. That is what I'm not so there's a Ghana for, but they will see the realities, and that reality. I always say it's a Ghana for them. Just one last thing. We should mark 2027. 2027 is going to be a very critical year for us as a nation. And I'm praying that this NDC government has safeguards for 2027. One of the things that we're able to do was we're able to suspend our loan repayments on our external debt.
Until
exactly. I'm in briefing space. A BNC and them start to force $10 million to stabilize the city. I said, oh, 10 billion. 10 billion, exactly, to stabilize the city. Who started to say, external data? What's 10 billion? No way. What is it?
2027 will be the year of reckoning.
For me, I think that is what that is coming. What is it? So there is a lot of things that we need to do. But I don't just as a party in my and because for MPP, it's not that we are organized as a party. No matter how NDC performs, don't give us power. Because some more moment fit and even though the signs are there that people are going to see our good works. Let's come together as a good party. Let's unite as one front. Kennedy campaign on his education. Hey, if you are 1 year going to go for performance next year. What is it? Over Brian will talk about the development. Hey, I've been able to look at what I've done in Co. How I've been able to build this infrastructure. I can replicate at the national level. Over Agyapong can talk about how he has served the party through tales and things. So all our candidates have very good messages to go to Ghanaians. So I'm not even worried on that.
Talking about patriotism, discipline. Yeah.
What I say, you can't just they have good fronts, but you come as a party because I say you're for KK. She can come and say upon calling you can bring even Jesus to put on that upon corner. Yeah, when you as a party. So I want to make case.
Mama na munyina must say more boy what will happen in Pandai. We will come back and discuss Pandai because said American Gary Nimakoi you know send him no there's review. Oma filing motion for review of the judgment on our Supreme Court. It will see how it will go. But even while the review process is ongoing, Pandai no so campaign so koso. And how the party will fight Pandai no. Also, I think I wanted to ask you just a quick one about Enra Parliament. Na me more man from Remti. Me who say Wafake I crowd Wafake me join very soon. Parliament Enra in a quick to look at to fight this Pandai idea. Look at what happened in Parliament. Wafake, what do you think about sir? Just say the scene in Parliament and ever on your quick one. I mean, Wafake any other people no join over. Agyapong, I mean, without Parliament and run, what happened?
Yeah, if you are media Parliament there, Ukrainian may or behavior no in terms of this showcase of this no, many home permanent member. It's completely indisciplined, unprofessional. So we share other parliaments. Yes, every parliament is designed for sometimes proper debate and sometimes heckling and things like that. But it's any the sorry free city so na ye guye ho ani mu ase na international level no na ye guye ni mu ase no me mani nyu. Yes, of course, I have followed the lines in terms of how the minority was very agitated. It's because of that decision of the clerk say or they sa let no call easy ho and no na no no person say why say case no court no na as I say it me declare by how say me need minority no me say question kakra o moti obi I think it was last week okay and no no ba ko pe mu obi na parliament speaker and kasa declare seat in vacant na mu ho say your protest bi anka na die happen no as an answer ni no that day no na say but on no can if you out that day no was when because
the homework should have gone on Saturday.
Of course, because that day no mono ye declare mu seat ni vacant no automatically constitutionally it triggers that deadline of how as a clerk the report no free parliament no ebe addressing electoral commission constitutional. Me pa just what you say and no your constitutional mandated on the juma no so ye enti deadline so down so as so me send e de ko na o de koma electoral commission no to me trigger data ye de be election no enti for me that ade na almost sorry gina ho ye no that day no I might be a bit differ in terms of how omo ye no run. I believe that if they wanted to do something that was more professional, not too much of saying ya di boom na de bia ya me amo aba ekra na obi kuta ba bi onno bi obaka ye bi ema obi di blade kura twa yan members ni bi anim e parliament na that are minister of sports, and these are not something we need to encourage because see democracy na e person professional ni sua dia Ghana we are able to say let's learn it very, very effectively and then project it because for me it was unnecessary yesterday and it should have been done.
Yes, definitely nobody wants to see violence and agitation to that level in our parliament. Okay, definitely. But we are seeing a trend in this party, especially in the NDC government. You have a example of having an WhatsApp caucus government are forming and CSOs all this when they admitted it and it was admitted.
Mine are forming WhatsApp platform now. CSOs
also, yeah, and it was admitted. The video is there. Make no bro.
But
exactly. That CSOs was so you see attorney. I'm video now, bro. You understand what it is? So it tells you that there is an agenda going on. And sometimes, yes, nobody wants you to disrupt civility. But sometimes, if you don't force yourself And so when you are facing this kind of this environment, people might take it for granted. This a year course. No, what said there is a mandatory timeline in case if anything, is declare here should be there's a court ruling says it be a vacant. There's a matter about 7 days, and that mandatory timeline is allowed for appeal before the clerk can even take it to the EC. Did that mandatory timeline elapse? No. Why did the clerk go ahead define Parliament's own lay down procedures?
But the clerk that's why on your NDC ni clerk is
yeah, on your NDC, you don't have to have NDC written on your face, but your actions that determines it. Okay. You know the rules. Why would you go against the rules? I don't have to call you NDC. I'm just saying follow the lay down procedure.
Okay.
German, but your Mantini MZ be an man follow.
We say there is a mandatory timeline. 7 days. 7 days. It's a court ruling.
Within 7 days, and I say.
I have to look at it. I think I know it's 7 days. I don't know whether it's within or whether it has to 7 days to be left.
Okay, me too. If it's within days,
if it's within,
yeah.
And you can say bro date, you know.
I'm trying to tell you, sir. The 7 days is not even for the clerk. The 7 days is for you to have so they can appeal the ruling. So the clerk has not got anything to do with it.
No, that means the 7 days should have lapsed.
Exactly. It should have lapsed. Exactly. Okay. This is one of the things that the MPs are fighting for. What I say, but we are facing an environment, and we are facing a WhatsApp group government. What I say, and these are things that we need to stand up against. Yes, we can be but where you are seeing that rules of government are being flouted. Okay, yeah, you hold the same thing. And what's that? No, not Lucy, you know. Lucy, no, not the no Canada, no Canada. I think I seen no. What's a similar situation? I didn't know Franco Parliament. Because we had the same. We in government. We could have used the same rough tax or more, you know. We could have good governance. We followed that procedure. Why are things changing? Okay. What I said, but no, so nobody wants some of these unruly behavior. Nobody will support that. I said, but it's a tapete that's getting to the point. So one can say, you and that is why some of the
necessary evil that had to
take place. Because they say that Parliament can't stand position. We're not even following it. But I said, so what were they supposed to do? Yes, you know, say we are in a minority. But at the end of the day, follow the lay down procedures. But I said that is what Ghanaians want. I think nobody will support unruly behavior, but as a party, we need to stand up for what is right. Washington DC, because this is crown pono. And there are times that force is required. But it doesn't mean say go ahead and be unruly. But when you realize that people are taking things into their own hands, you have to speak for yourself.
Okay, very well. Yo, chairman, mami na wase ne yera chairman sorry bedi akone chairman Kingsley Edumate Agyapong pacho. Yakubon sha mo se mo join here, mo se mo daje we. Thank you so much. Why?
Amen.
Chairman.
Well, I'm saying bit me akasa wa chiro at some point.
Aye. Yeah, anytime.
I need mu nyina halfway no mo throw in the
if you are now chatting to mama ni chairman yan koy.
Auntie Agyapong panda ni the MPP ankasa o say enkoyi sitting there ombeluzu baba ke mama good evening akwaba na dey na yetu
Stefia ma feel
na who first pa o
that's it ma feel
o go na o sha ho nkyere
Stefia so me catch you say
big o so atika o suit no kwa swag wo drape no on drape just say
Stefia so me catch you say
on point. As a elections, I'm not positive at you because say election Muluzi and we am too sad.
Stevia, some me catch you say, me treat Russia, John Mahama, I'm work at Cranmash.
Did I want money break 1 year and 1 year anniversary? No, I'm money break. No,
yes. I'm over there, Stevia to say airtime, papa, John Mahama. We didn't go see rough. We go and ask you.
To 1 year anniversary, who cast now after I'm a police for 11 a COVID-11 now a year through her. Any idea now who nina?
Stefia. I said, when ye, it seems like Ghana, you're serious. na appointments are John Mahama ye na me ba be ka ho ase.
Okay, koso.
Because Ghana is serious and can be to say candle for me for a health minister man. It seems like Ghana is serious. A candle. A candle.
MP, now say the money are qualified as MP.
Or didn't qualify. If you didn't qualify. Steph here, how come say Ghana a UK ha yeah? Obi to say a Professor Jampo on your appointment. Professor Jampo. Professor Jampo, muti man appointment.
But you are Akando is a full member of parliament and
I know.
But that qualifies him.
Stefia,
president and 5 ministers from parliament.
Stefia,
what?
Stefia, Akando nonti onunkwana a parliament wa help for no obetimi aye adwuma wo hana. Then in there. Eh me so question me so be sound no. Say you nipa bebre ho. John Mahama betimi appoint for mo do accord that help for no. Ntinya Akando nko a. Uwi a wasa appoint this man say onye one man appointment for a Caribbean KKD.
A KKD called Caribbean. And then say
a rapper. Obia or rape obi. Oh, Ghana.
I'm convicted. Obi never complain.
Oh, Stefia, come on. It seems like Ghana ain't serious.
No.
Ghana, you are not serious. Professor Jampo. Stefia Jampo. Legon. Yeah, ne hun sembebre BBC. Ne hun sembebre by. No, I'm a such person appointment. This person one appointment. UK Akrampanka Professor Jampunka on to try the crowd baby a beer. Anka you blacklisting and call try the baby a beer. Seems like Ghana, yes, zero. They might found 20 NDC for us.
81 year no President Mama appointment today Koye.
Oh, stay here. Appointment there.
Okay, very well. Movie to
you said your mind is equal. Or mine, you said the echo, but Yaedi, you person, your country, baby. Nanyami, I do not say Dr. Mohammed Baumia, Abamani, we are. And Ghana for people. Says, say, a MP before, they say, I have say, a person, a flag bearer, Tiami, I do not say, a flag bearer, we are. You say, MP before, say, Dr. Mohammed Baumia, Muma Yantu Abamano, or no quantity nipa, you bet me dinner quaje a Ghana for better Abamano. Apart from no do be a bar, we will lose. Apart from Dr. Mohammed, because Dr. Mohammed Baumia, I told that. And some NDC for Beckham fan of no more can be the NDC for Nya same be on Beckham fan. By ye unified in the powerful for bar. In some of our best will go almost no because the MPs now stay here. Yeah, a minister see almost around a par, Omunam a Yoko, and Omunam, and Omudia Coneaba, and to say a two Abama Bakwa and some may be pure Ghana. Yes, almost a Dr. Mohammed Baumia and Trabamano, or Nunkuto, bet me, I bet you, where am I? Sister, if you are with the Yamija, they say they must have a back. Why you say my phone?
And I guess a quick one on the Pandas and Wakonama Commissar.
Steph, you almost say, this for your margin say, a quine biasuno, almost every week in your party, no, but Steph, you almost Steph, 1992, a parliament, Yanko, your boycott to Anna, a rolling soprano, Steph, you went to me, or no one went to me, I yet the oye. And the NDC for any if you are says yet assembly Supreme Court and I'm a war. Until the young yama young can we and I can we are a one assembly can no Babeka. Why?
Okay,
Steph, Nina Minjuma.
You overcame that baby. You, Miss Aka, good evening.
Prime Minister, Boko Michia, Mr. Abidia Kone Tamai. Boko, and I want Jamichiao. And if you are, the Emperor can say, Udi Cabo, President Kofo, Audio Noa, or Ye to Honomoa. Edi nya bi samri asemo futu no de ma ye no ya ye ntie no ene ene party ye ba power ye chama ya to abama no ene secretary kon Agyapong ene afoko etimi yi omu firi ho ekofo so ontimi no manya adwuma ye hwe ase nyina afiri ho enso amafo mpese ombeka no kure o ka no kure ni pampe president Akufo Addo ena am yakodu ba bia yeduru no ko Ghana gidia ne o che omu no ya hu ni sa enti amafo bebre di yawo Alenche Martin, President Akufo Addo no aka chense se oniwa on na ba bi di ade enti ehye ni tirim eduro e yekoto aba no eno me koso nyina ena maka Agyapong betisi mu ye nyina enim anoma akoso party mu ba nya nse nyina na ye ka ba na de MPP asem na ye ka ne ye nka no kure ne ye nka no kure twa ntro a etoje ye yara ye nim de koso party mo bia nim ba ntoma no ma si nyina bibia ko de obi anim ba e ba ne ye ho se de ye nim de ekọ ye nim de ekọ pa ba yenya ne abronye no ma wo ya ye kan enti ye pa busa se afoko ene kom Agyapong e de be party to pa be no mo ye ya enti ye yom firi ho enti mu busa sa question de ya ne hu ba bi egina ma ye ntwe ho ntro MP mako 90 se 87 e ka che zempe kan oforiata Akufo Addo so on ti ase o be na ye enti mu busa se MPC no enyom le boa me Akufo Addo ye to aba ne bi ma no a enko betima be power na on MP for the to aba mo and also pon bi ma o so no mo ne ye adwuma ma o kasem chene na wontie pensioners for sika a wo ye yi levy e de ba ye kan ye usu wontie nsa asem na wontie nya na ofise Ghana for na ye mo na ani nti no mo to aba ne ti aye no enye MPP for nko na nko to aba no Ghana for no mo no hu se enoma ha o mo na obi akoye ayi adwuma no akọ pension na nsi ko be to aduanom wo se wo de uji wakatua na no MPC no magiska na momo de monya sika de didi na omo ma ya adwuma ko pension umfa ni sika dia na afisa ba akọto aba ma sister fia MPP ya nhye no ma yie yan ka no kranchira ma na ada ye ho me enfa nhye obia ne empanifo na ani amoaye Akufo Addo problem nya wonam de be ma no because obedi akonya ne wie no na party no wato na sawram party officer osua how many times mumuta no na musa wo mo mumuta wo mo o catch o share bo say every 6 months bi obeba ho bisa say how many times no ba ho hwe mukuta 169 watimi lusua ba be do 137 no ababa to 87 afa na 160 pamuso sister fia your pakra enkosiaga because
I need the panda de mboluzu.
Oh sister ya lusu dada ese omoti ase enti omko chire no mo hye no mani ye na no mo ayen matia nkrofo na so no Alenche Martin munyina agency eni nya na ma ne ba sa woti ase pamna Agyapong same crap omunyina ade be pa no mo ye masa obi wa no be ko enso no konya na adwom ne woditrim obe support but obe ne ho se onye bibia ntia but no ma hye ditrim hwe eno be wa yen ka no kranche ma ye na ada ye ho se MPPC ye pe no kra pa mum pa de a yen papa mu nyen ka no kra ene na of keka no ye won panimfo party ni mu a omo ka se ene president Akufo be kan sa asem se eno ma bi e ko so ya mo na mane hwe atemdidi a ebi aba be di no na ebere na obetima be ka bi entu fu samodi nsem bi ko to panimfo ni bi ani ma ko mu ni anu akwa na mu nyansa kakra omo bu ma no omo betimi aka na obi o MPP mu bia ka se ma ye se yi na firim won ka ho abronye timi ka chance obeyi nkrofo di afirim me ba cha abronye ono otumi che obi ana na ban dodo se na oto ni seat na 11 aka ba akopɛ enti sa ni power ye yi ni free party no party no ebegu ana party no ebegu ana enti anka na krantre ye ho nye nya ntro na ye twakere ye ho no se na we na ye se na we na se abronye nduma a odi no ene no ma oye no egu party na ni egu ya ni mu ase emfa sa antete yen obi enu a uka wasema kan wadwene se o points a wo bo fit obetima ye enya atemdidie na wudidi no enti se wo fit abronye kanokro sister fia wo fit abronye kan Agyapong awene a abronye betima ko campaign ma kan Agyapong mi busa enokra de enka maye na ada ye ho ne ye ka se wi e be ka bom enka bom bia ni wo sa wontimi di obi atem enya ni sei na wi aka so ne ka bom sister fia me da te nyamenka ho why down nyamenka ho bye bye
yo one in town Good evening. Mo party ni dey na Mr. Akase Ebuoye.
Good evening, Sister Fia. Na sometimes it's ionic if I can use that word. So Mr. Joseph Akwa, so NPP ni meboa, and okasa as NPP. From head to toe, the submission or and ni previously, the ain't no kaya empunto ba NPP. Well, it's a rhetorical.
I think in the past we'll make suggestions, baby. I said the Omonia party. No, he's made some suggestions in the past.
Yeah, I'm just trying to many next year about 2, 3, 4 times. You know, your friend is
in Cranches and be a build the party, no.
Sister Via. And yet the statement here okay. The okay premises ya or the menino. What has it got to do with your friend is a Agyapong, your sake in 2009, I said 2016. Afoko. What has it got to do with it? And if or no one believe we say Sebia Bibia Koboni, not within the heart. On to me find cheddar. How do you prove to say we are a patriot? If we are say even say yes to Christo Kurana or baby aseno, why ya bonio? But yet the boni dini ma ye kuno. And can't we forgive ourselves? Even if Nanado Kura Sebio, what the your friend is a sick kind of credo name Tadua, Ebe Jina Nebusia Foso Kuomina, and the cow non qua Ontiminia Sacha. Sister Fia,
and people should let those things do go. That's your point.
Share Biniaba, look at between 1981 to 1993, your friend said, come the 4th Republican Constitution dispensation. That period, there, Mikaya, and near my course of our revolution time. A lot. But President Kufuor, what did he do? In his wisdom, or Kasayena reconciliation what? Committee, young Ghana for your day, a mom. And tell you telling me, Senanko Biduwa, Bonia Nanka, or my yeno no satamano, and didn't want me rise up on her. But you hear yourself. And the Edru Babia, young Fabonin check, no matter what. Not Mr. Aka, want me every day bia or bebiano, or they are to share temperament, or he's not looking to say or be bia as a walk come and obey as a DNP in Puntoba. It's always a nanado. Nanado might have committed his wrongs, but it does not mean that Nanado on ye bibia emewiase. And that the wait here, Onusi Prus or Nanado no, and yes, son will be a uno on chassis and on hearing itself, not unforgive you, and also bad a no mental of a number say crabin any payario, mental health whereby any stress in his anime. Obey say ya bones have a when your problem. Yes, I will mat your 1 year mat intimate sereno and need you. Onyan to was here. No matter what wrongs are, be an anado I am. I'm not saying say on my support to Dr. Baumia. That's not what I'm saying. But no matter what untimin concludua will come ourselves was yentimin kamu. Yentimin kamu, then what is the point? But are you telling me say NPP is going to be wiped off now? We should be start here. What we should be doing is looking at the issues now. Confront with the Ghanaian economy now. Even if Ufri Bob Abanabaso or the Abanabaso is good, it doesn't matter. Sister Via, and then I make sure article just trying to look at all the ills and then the filth within the government and the grand scheme. Maybe people are not looking at it from the perspective of President Mahama Bayano. Just sit down and look at the things you're you no one will tell you, say, Rebecca said that the third term agenda, anyone and near my question, no one will tell you what I say, and yet emotion. It has been set in motion. But we have not seen it. take it from the perspective of this. Starting with ye judiciary head, ye nedi. Tokonu ye nedino. At the time my ye nedino, Justice Bafuboni, on a ye penny as say, oh, ye no, even and in law, there's something called they can say all the part-time rule, there's one rule account. You
can't be a judge in your own cause.
In your own case, you know. And you are expecting, say, Satemono, Nanka obetima yini who freedom, Nankan Kofwadi, but Justice Bafuboni act now, so am I yet dear, and was one in freedom. All the cases here, call ye be our DB. Justice Bafuboni before that, you know, near appointing and as commissioner for prisons. Someone who said it here. And you are pointing no one on president Nana. So look at these things. You are pointing here as a commissioner.
And you was an influence and bias. Of course,
until I may try to just bring our mind attention. Say, and Kiaba, yen NPP. I know say we are going for a year. But we should be able to speak about what is going on.
Internal communication, I know. That's
but sister, I have not employed me. Kafa, Yenia Bema, ye can say, brother Aqua. Many these are some of the things that even yet they make about Abanabasukra, medium in found Sanya, and you want not them. But and yet, was here, Gina to say. Yadri as a bibi koyentino, dear Kufuad, President Kufuad, ye bian, was here now. Okay, I'm just trying to make a point, say, Yenina, Yedi Boniche, but as was here, Ubabus awesome make call. I don't want to go and repeat myself. My main come back, will be another person, may drag me. Share sister here, NPP, you say you go through a lot. No one can deny the fact, no one will deny the fact. All the 5 people contesting these elections, every one of them will deserve everyone, because even to get to this level, the kind of processes you have from what is it? You can't say forms. Go through vetting. Yen timi ma obi a ye biribu se on timi qualify. Yen timi ma ni medi so. All these processes, vetting class so whoever sorry so whoever among the 5 every one of them say ye communication it yem more a tamontan chia medium who say obi bia perfect. Enti emayen pray down the only thing is that say me believe say Dr. Baumia present our best bet, and not there it does not necessarily negate the fact say makano ntimi maybe fair enough obia one strength your baby obia strength maybe there are unique propositions so a betima seri each candidate. So each of them on Bebano, we are okay to go. But Dr. Baumia to me present the best choice. And at the same time, me Kasami person Bejina for now.
One in town.
What I'm just trying to say is I am more interested in
a couple of times. Maybe you change your position, change your position, baby. I would change your position, no. Change your baby out, no. I don't think because Casa, I was the old canning in a banning number. Why, Sir Prince, if I train you was a one in town, be changing in baby or no. Just change where you are sitting. Prince, if I train you, good evening.
Good evening, Sister Fia. Made our bedroom for us, and I think it's a panelists and good submission. But on a quick one, Pandai around here because to be honest, I don't know. NPP, ATC, your current situation, you won't any your stance. I'm not sure, but you but yes, still no. I don't know how performance. I mean, good performance that we are going to put it out there. But one thing I was here when he said, party a free abamu just a year. Why should we panic? Think ye year in Kianim Betty. But all the same, I believe say other aspirants in Indiana be a Bekwa Kutruni support. But well, a party in government who controls the security, who has the money and everything, the resources, how will you fight such a government? NPP so be best. But quick one on the position of the NPP primaries here because I have a personal belief say Niema and Niema currently even in Africa. Monday program about the coup any idea you can clearly see say
if I won't say ECOWAS issue state of emergency in West Africa.
Yes.
State of emergency ECOWAS.
Yes.
The whole West Africa. That's very serious.
Yes, Sister, there's something that is cooking up in Africa. As a nipano yemfa yeni enhui. And I say yene ankasana yet one yemfa yeni nyede enhui ekoso because
that print me try on Monday cry here program am this topic and by no comment do omudi atem the whole day because again they don't even see that this is an issue. I know and see and this week ECOWAS issue state of emergency the entire West Africa. Because it's something as a well monitor situation is coming, it's consistent. And this is secure your borders now. Oh, be proud on the country, proud. Who in the hinsa o Ghana? Why a stable 30 years? So bet me about stable just to do something to just shake up your country.
I mean, Sister Fia, say if you can bear witness with me, and it will be personal gainer. You can see, say there are a lot of things that occurs over West Africa. I will say the leaders in Ankasa are taking note of it. I mean, majority of the politicians are taking the people for granted. And that is the truth. What I say, Africa, I mean, everybody believes that we have the resources, we have everything. Things are near my bitimia dani but acquire one man show. If somebody gets the opportunity, just amass the world now or the Busian, and that is it. And it's a worry. It's a worry. Can you imagine? Yes, unemployment rate. I'm not being politics here, but yes, unemployment rate. So we babunu network school in this all period. I mean, at the age of 30, 35 to 40, no we school. No untiminya jumanya. I mean, dear partner, wadrin better. A dear partner, one casabit me ayamount. It is a one namness we ye bibi. Nesse, I mean, bibi a bebot in your one here. Obey ya dear, answers away then, as a say, but scanner, you can see some few people here, or mono enjoy, few people here, almost say show off with all the resources and other things. Ubun's a majority in then, as so far. Abu Sankara statement, Tibia, was saying, do we rather choose safe water for all and now say champagne for the few? And that is what is going on in West Africa. And I believe, say, job is something that is, causing the problem of West Africa. Yeah, until my still on West Africa. Ejuma, mebuno, yenya, opportunity, mebuno, yenya, and then I'm West Africa, intimi, enyina. I have a personal belief, say NPP primary say Sweden, Honorable Kennedy Japan or stand tall. Kennedy share ne past records and Kennedy Ankasa being consistent when it comes to job opportunity, creating an opportunity for the youth. Kennedy has been consistent. And you say Kennedy Bekan Juma Wansem. Kennedy Sha say Kennedy Akano all the time. And one thing people doesn't understand about Kennedy is that Kennedy knows the basis of economics, basis of development. Kennedy assembly of Bekambiana, he aligned it with solutions, not only spell out the problem. Now Kennedy aligned it with solutions. And I believe, say, delegate Kwakotuaban, Omonsha and Niema, ACC or West Africa. No more fun to say, if say those things should happen to Ghana, send a Ghana bedding, ABC Alpha. The best opportunity is say Kennedy Beba. And my brother be making statement be say ya ton ba o miadada. Okay, quick one. Or see ya ton ba o miadada. I believe say there are two things I mix what I say. There's difference between visibility and marketability. Yes, Baumia is visible in the space of politics in NPP, but Baumia is not marketable. One, Baumia is not trusted. I mean, you know, Obey vice president, and I can see from my point, say he was managing issues, but he was not solving them. NAPCO was there just to manage, I mean, a situation for a short period of time. After NAPCO, no, what happened again? Obia sa kwatena fie. Oma nya adwuma nyina omo da so sa ofie. So Baumia clearly shows say he was rather managing issue. Now election year koya ye ni NDC for ebe kono 2028. It should be somebody who can solve a problem, because we are going there to solve problem. And Honorable Kennedy Agyapong has demonstrated those things. And the last thing that I can also talk about is reliability. You know,
Kennedy reliability mobizo ngani yesa time na san crank you know.
Yes, my monitor to yeah. Me tieti for you. Odi afa me papa Ken.
Because hopes in crowd, I think I hopes in Johnny but the camera so I don't know what is happening to him.
My mentor was from me papa Ken on economics and basics of economics, on in depth of economics or economic student. The only thing they say, you see, when one economic terms now demand and supply no forum you feel say economics no
why you know why voice now you know low. I don't know say be bet me a microphone no honey there.
Okay, I believe say be okay.
Yeah, but just because hopes in my flower border because in the camera I don't know why. My man picking it quickly and yes I bet you
fun. Hey,
a baby lady.
Oh, driver now. Hey, yes,
Wama you see me saba kwa che.
Oh, pacha me kose.
Bibi aboko die.
Adum pacha swe.
Nyango pa adum boko.
Great.
Eja. United Party for
no asset what na se na yaye. Why?
No problem. United Party for so echiamu.
Oh, okay. Say someone ya no full blown party, you know.
Oh, they say there UP. Echi eja nkrofo bi kwa koyi esina amana disina sedimwi. Eja you why you see obi dey 10 cents, ebi dey 15 cents, ebi 20. We say hey, number for yi adan eji zete omo yi chief sinana sina aka no omo ba UPA ye beje omo pa na eni omo ya aduma
asem
afiada ayi ye kadete na me monitor kakra na ye bianom MPP for ni bi na akasa no say Ghana na bako ka say eya na politicians are taking for granted ni ade yes eya no kre ana yeso so esisi ye hu say esisi e ma o mindful no so etimi gieti what you say ade ni efita we should be bold and say you're white ma ye nkonko ka say enya me nipa nti no enya papa efia ye gina ye bedi no kre say your mahama ban for this first year no one year hwe kra no yetimu say economy no stabilize kakra yehu say ye dollar yi any city insensemu yi aye kama ama agwadifo no aye a bit okay than before bibi say oka na aye dey I don't know kire say oka sa let us say ADC beka kunya no so forever and ever na no oh say oka no kre no na fe bibi nkoye na o hete a edo na fe Ghana for serious o editing na yen United Party ye de ye stance ni say ade ye pese ye di oman yi so odo no kire say e say ye di tro ye daba be di oman no so ada wo di tro kra na eja tro nyina obedi ene be Ghana for di wachi so na je no Eti nye papa no mo mienka se ade we die eye papa. So ye nua ba kwa asem anu wo kan na obo akando di. Afia in all sincerity. Akando ye adwuma se adwuma manu ana no ye MPP health minister. This obi a one person obekano pre. This obi a one person obekano pre. Akando is performing far better than adwuma manu ebra no ho no. Eti di asem ne ye ga no.
By what
So
measurement now they can say?
Look at the airport or health sector. Even in case of in terms of employment, you look at it. Look at the number of nurses or more absorb any other. Share or more powerful fra nurses to go up on 10 years. Share you 100. Share you 100 to come. Our force wa wetimanya clearance just wetima absorb kakra into the system any other. Share facilities in the idea or more day ever. Nyama enko ye the way I was saying handle no. Oko parliament now or hear the presentation now there. Look, let us be sincere. We are young guys and a mugu radio issue amokata. So are you telling me say as a young guy no the wo party ba abaimua one person ye bet mama opposition am what babeti or my yedi mubiana. Wo person maybe MPP for the enkokrafo and never be jina edimu na afenuama ayamunrai edimo mai. Edi yabesre nukre ni dakwa mumma yenka nukre. Na waka nukra edo no nkyerese waka nukre nti Ghana for beka se waka nukre nti ento aba ma wo. Dabi enye sa de.
Me no one-on-one e be Monday, but before be kono pandai ni this year na ye start here near kasa MPP for more heading towards collapse. The we lose Ablekuma, we lose Akotia de ya na ma bra yi de ho adwendwen no akowui. Pressure more demand the issues that were going on no crowd before were related to seats no and home manso and at pandai dia be MPP before abaso nyina dia to say pandai no dey lose lose. It's MPP heading towards collapse and just said the chairman Janice kind know NDC has been there, they will never be collapsed. Just said that.
If you want who say MPP collapse. On shada ni Anita on. Oh, wubwa akulafe. Na ebie ana me shati me kan say party a emu pedifo nyina obi ayesena. Ne ye kinkan wo mo sense e de kire yen. Hwe ye kufu asem obeka yi wa hwe ombema do be 52 cents. Wa hwe ombema 52 cents. Eti media party ni here. I can tell you here maybe Anamika, the MPP is going to lose 4 consecutive elections and some baba back or maba back.
Wow.
Because they are not strategic. There is no way. Me, United Party, we are forcing, we are doing all we can. But as I say, we share the trajectory of Ghana elections from 1992. To about Emma Party. Ayana Party ni tidy 2 times. And that's a die. Ebrebiano or Muma 2 times. So on it, it is a old planning as one planning ya. Now, what day? Usika wa hondi in Apple Musana, 1 day and Wapako. So on it. We are preparing. Senyan Kopo Yadum, that's a basse. You can say Ghana for say, oh, yes, it's some. Our 2028, you say United Party, we are ready for that.
So NDC for sponsor mo na say mo ankasa mo hoden.
If you that's a way here. Nanka say ubisa. Senya wa we have dream lady panga. Answer na ga no be ma ngenye, but we have dream lady.
Because before I dream be say, oh, mo na help from NDC.
Oh, that be ordinary na I can say it on authority. 2016, because every NDC for her, one of the best sponsor, MPP,
from NDC to MPP.
I am saying it on authority because I saw it. Sika every NDC mu 2016 at the best auto MPP no enya sika ketwa eti eya MPP for no munja sa anya atwom na omo ye no so ne eche no na then 2020 elections MPP for muso sika de sponsor e kan say kokoma NDC for yes enim 2024
NDC for mamu bia no so ye normal
what dey 2024 sika MPP for bi so ade kokoma NDC for no omo bi si enim eti what na ye no you saw Mbeka say NDC for and sponsor here. It's not true. Name say a true elections. That's what we all know official you people make man win elections. No baba my you can say sponsorship aden yabeti say yankasa ni yesterday some ka cho say Minambota region a party adwumenti na mina party adwumenti na mina mo na dwi so na eche no ye ko akwa ye adwuma bi obabi na masamba chena aba betwe ne ye ko eti no ye entrance ye adwuma ye try your best yankasa kakra na ye wo no eno ade ye de ye eti se ye nyankrofo na omuka se party de ona wotika edan ma onko awuntimi rane party oye den a over for sponsors that so no yeah, as we speak today, I can say it on authority. Say there is not a penny from MP. You can say NDC say or money a sponsor United Party. And suddenly the Bobia and Unisa. Yeah.
Me driving safely. Monday, near 101 long.
Maminka, you find idea no quick na. Bianco. And I say MPP program na say no nkrofo omukiteska anka omude bekosoro ho no wansha no munyina anko wansa MPP mu omuse anything northern region eyebawumia yeba win elections for northern region eyebawumia bibia song ana nyinda mu isusu a ne ho aba asemu ya omuba bekoyi wayi nanim edibawumia chi dendenden na odi bawumia chi no ede di beja delegate ho no aba betran ho no so o ye kambe ama President for Obeja delegate no aba betra no so e can be amount. And I do chuma na take of Agyapong. And no any problem no. So we dey no. Enti so musu nyina no enya hwio. Because I say abuaka ba wumiansim. Kwaya obefa so. Obukwa we ni ho no aba. Na fa confirm say sa north ye say ba wumiamba no. No ada ye problem no. Enti so mo obu lusu pa na ka ho dia. Na say you say you constituency so mo de call ye be 5 o. Be 5. Eti matise suhum ne mu nyina akeka ho. A che se di nyina no. Edi na ni na ku a. Wan hwe on ba beje. Eti so mo anhwe ya, e be duru ba bi no mo street na akoka be 82 be.
Yo, Monday why?
So that
drive safely walk on so mommy why mpacho pa.
So that's it.
Obviously, I don't MPP before ni seat. Rebecca 82 because
so better because one, I mean, you know, one thing is MPP had their opportunity to make sure say NDC and Kayentin and Kabim. You see, you can't deal with na MPP for or no more a refi. Say me say me na me to abama NDC that MPP for. That opportunity of time and no much me use to JJ Emma Yadrian say NDC yes so bad. Na NDC near party so associated with with no. Those were the time and not they had the opportunity say Omube breaking NDC totally once and for all. Said the Bayanka Omo party in the Bejina. Now the Oman to me and say Omu used to Ghanaians on that angle no. They fail to also attend to Ghanaians on your mouth more na Ghanaians every few more. They are proper way no. Say majority of Ghanaians are thinking say MPP always use Ghanaians for granted, especially youth no na say for. Oma party ni na me breka say every baby a yenje me bra one in town. Oh, yenja boni ma when boni bia na stay fi Jamaica. Because say o china ho opon kroma ka say you see opon kroma nya abutre tre kwan ya party ye fa so use nipa na say for. O china ho na we wadwen say e bia obejema mo aka. MPP is very known at that. Omuko opposition a ye unity. Omoba power, omunim kofai, omo ebe yusu omamo
Okay.
and then they've been consistently using that against grassroots, you know. Any oma omodi who same ediska kakrasi mu nkrasi. Omo mu ehwe nkrasi so no. Steph ya nyomo na ewo Accra ne Kumasi ne you know. Ya won krofodo on nkrasi on ma odo afuo odefo na na manage MPP no we krasi ho. But MPP ba because en cry for no na ye yinti no na attention ni akodi nkran Kumasi tema na nkrasi for no sika wo mudi wura mu boa ye nya no na ase na ye wia no ma be ye yenja yenka mom ye nya ye baako na ye nya ye baako a na ye betumi age power omo power wia the same thing to mean say me boni bi onom e wo party semu a yenja ma nka obi wo party no ye wadwen so no betwema so a ene ne nchia ma ne nti say ten somebody ka ka to say me man so this stuff ya mepe ene ne ntwema ne nti say ten because party no enye obi at party ye ade a ye nya ye wram si ye benya fa hodie ye wram si ye be konkan se wama wani ambre wama wani anaho na wo ye majema manaka de bia edo sika bedwana nka and MPP is well known of that omu sumanya wo omu no enti na ma omu struggle no eba na I say akwachi because nkofo di ya too much in terms of the way omu si handle omu ho it is omu ti necessary wa ebeboa but Steph me dey kopanda ho no me MPP egu a Steph ya enye wanwan MPP say edu ben pension say begu a enye wanwa because the Ghana ye hwehwe no say ye benya obi a obeba na obetumi akikire Ghana ama na kɔ nanim empempenso ne nya ye ho atoye eti say if obi ba no akikire oman no oman na konkan na party bi be free ho no ma ye nya ye ho atoye ya I mean omo ya dey with ya party people for UP you can say bobo su bebra 92 omo de beti MPP omo betumi as to restructure no matic party for no ma come again but as it is now no Ghanaians no youth no majority are wise and then they are able to analyze issue they do logical reasoning say adie no on who say enkoya on ma sa middle party no enye dey enka na de bia no do party but na nye me konkan enye me kutia no obre na ye ko opposition abeye ye nka mum na step am bi twa to baomia eye dey ya ye nua your honorable Ken odi nkonim me medike akaba omia ne strategy nya ne ye say onim say 2028 on to me win but or target 2032 18 so to me nya 2028 na akufo adoko miensa me so me ko miensa that time no ebetumi aye dey afama no enti na ba ye no akufo adu strategy ne bia ye call court oh me believe in results no but me jama naka but omia the same thing me believe results no or man ho aye akono or man ho aye fefefe said the beya at least obetumi hold on 2028 and the year 2032 but say o jam 2028 ma on abokan dia and no one no Baumia is out of MPP into no one was struggle for and yes was struggle the power
Mamina was chairman as I ready I say mbo video into one it before but no say or can be about some WhatsApp platform. I think something that lawyer Samida Akon had alluded to on
office who says anything. And I had asked Martin Pebu
I have it.
That why is it that he seems to believe anything anybody tells him?
Okay, voice near low into a original one and so that we can play it. But one interpreter yentio.
Yeah, sister Fia on the minion mic here. Minion mic here on the no contradicting him. Or the casa now kaba be a yem pese ye crowd the NPP for yem person beba by mobile. Oh, we are no asking question say yes support to Kenya Japan. So you see how it works. Until then, and until na baby no kabi bisa omo baby no mo share Kenya Japan chino. They are not true patriots, but some of them no NDC. Until I just there I can am there too. Because no one believe purely in NPP. Ne bedru baby or bena say mem percent NPP beba. Okay, but na Kennedy Japan oba onye NPP ni. So you NPP ni. But you are also insisting say NPP party ni free ho. Na your friend is party ba ko na beba. Your man international na ebeye. But meanwhile you are also claiming you are part of Kennedy Japan. Fine. And no nanche. Miniaba it's a fact. In terms of Jenny's video it happened last week. me akra me will be on me in so WhatsApp platform, and it's part of something I make sure. And I hope sister fear ne what the in particular. What I just imagine say just over last weekend you na Sami da Koko Kan sa OSP within about 5 days yani, and then one more timasax as suggest say the private member bill parliament na ya ko repeat the law.
I've seen the private members bill no.
I'm ya ko repeat OSP. You see, this is what some of us are envisaging and saying. NDC, any party, no, your mind chichire no party na. Me who say oh my dreamo. Me who say is they are trying to consolidate and embody and entrench some sort of system will be a bit protected NDC as a party, and that is also dangerous. Because the makers are no you say when you look at the judiciary, all the cleansings are cool, including the appointment of over 65 people into the various judicial setup. Or President Mahama Bai, this is the first time in Australia a president has returned above Bamua within a matter of 7 months, 1.65 judges. The whole tenure of President Kufuado of 8 years, my check any Ayariga some cancer or appointed 186 across the whole 4 years. If you divide it by this number now, it's around 22 people, 2 judges you can say per year. So if a president appoints and answer or up to that number now, it tells you the mindset. At the same time, so she say, the moment here OSP the anybody and they are so President Mahama say OSP, your money time, there's no need to see a better rush say ye OSP in video. This is where the issue is you. Was that dentina Abba say, oh, OSP yenya time kakramano, there's no point say you better call say why you mistake it cry better call say yes scrap one na yen repeat OSP. But and then now can ye na numere ena yenya sa private member bill. Private member bill before say President Mahama Emeka Sano anopana yarega aye interview with Joy. Waka say ne party ba no mo be katira ne say bia President Mahama pese okọ term ne yeso onye ho ade a oni option obeko de beko am yakoye den akoye ho adwuma. And look at those kind of things na ekoso at the same time. And who is the justice?
Time about 10.
Okay.
And
then when you say okay, where they wrap here? Mate, what they wrap here? Justice same side. And you may where you issue the Facebook post quick or say can private member bill no one for debate now or say obikura the assembly ko Supreme Court. O siki say yen strike OSP the act not down. It tells you that there's a grand scheme agenda. I think that time call minti said into the American said NPP for no. There is no need for NPP people to feed say your party no your group. We have gone through election cycle. This is the 5th elections here. NPP are called 4, NDC are called 4. Yen 4-4 when NPP dia 5 and this be obi cast NPP agua. We have seen it all throughout this system. NPP is a party and yet it was not formed on a and obeka se nipa baako e nipa bebe
next week get to Monday nyampa mama na wati bebe one in time we are 30 minutes into producers nyame konso abusafo yanda munyina se na